We're back here on the final round with Stephan Cantrell, last WEC champion, now has a big-ass facility where he grows tons of weed for medical purposes, and it's all legal. He sells it to the dispensaries. Man, I'm so happy for you, man. I was on your boat, man, and you asked me to invest in your company, and I didn't before you opened. Now I wish I would have.
No worries. Me too.
No worries. There'll always be an opportunity.
I'm worried. Is it too late?
It's never too late. We're always trying to grow and expand.
All right.
I might be in.
And last week I sent a tweet out calling Chris Lieben a fraud. It pissed a lot of people off, including Lieben. And it was attached to a video showing that it was really a joke about him not being a true ginger. He couldn't open the video on his phone, so I really look like an asshole. Anyways, Chris, I apologize. And to make it up this week, we are giving away a free copy of the Crippler's book for a little tough trivia question. Here's what I was talking about. This guy right here, right above my finger, that's Chris Lieben. I had to look at the picture like 10 times and be like, wait, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I'm like, oh my God, where's his red hair? So he's not a true ginger. What a fraud. That was my joke. Anyways, now making up for it, a little tough one trivia. And the question is, before he became known as the Crippler, what was Chris Lieben's nickname? We gave it to him on the show. Right after the show, he actually made some t-shirts with his nickname on it. My brother got one of them. My brother's a huge Chris Lieben fan. What was that nickname? And whoever answers here is getting this Chris Lieben's book. We'll send it to you. In the meantime, though, let's talk about the fights. We know how to pick them. We had Barnett versus Arlovsky, an old sparring partner of mine, Andre Arlovsky. I knew stand-up would be pretty even, but on the ground, I knew Barnett had an advantage.
It was a great fight. Opened up with a nice knockdown, and I thought it was over.
Knockdowns.
Knockdowns. They knocked each other down.
Yeah, like back to back to back. That was awesome.
Yeah. Made for an exciting fight. They look like, you ever see the car lots with those crazy inflatable arm guys? That's what they look like for the first 15 seconds. They're just going down.
Yeah, that was great. The ground is what really took over.
And the most interesting thing in the note here is Barnett didn't get the advantage on the ground by his wrestling. That's kind of what I like about Barnett. He got caught with a trip takedown in the first round. In the second round, he used that same trip takedown to his advantage. He anticipated it coming, and he ended up sweeping Arlovsky into the full mount. And then to set up the finish, he actually didn't go for the traditional wrestling takedown. One move we work at Sergio's, we go for the Kimura. Just fall back with the Kimura, kick your leg up, and kick the opponent's leg and roll him over. He ended up in top position there. It was really great to see him utilize techniques like that to get this fight to the ground where he had the advantage.
Yes, and he also used the cage very well, putting him against the cage, making him work, making him tired. I think that was a big part of it as well before they went to the ground, getting him tired.
Yeah, no, I thought it was an exciting fight. Like we said, they got off to a great start. You didn't want to blink during it. I thought the referee also did a really good job when they were up against the cage to let him work. At the same time, as soon as it got stale, he pulled them off, put them back in the center of their cage where they belonged. So yeah, I thought all in all it was a pretty good fight.
And we also picked Gustafsson. That wasn't a hard one to beat. I'm going to crucify his name. Blachowicz. And to me, he showed me something. All that wrestling, he had to fight John Jones and Daniel Cormier, and you could tell he had some pretty good wrestling before, but he really took his wrestling to another level, so much so that he actually scored takedowns on both John Jones and Daniel Cormier, something that no one else in the UFC has been able to do, I believe. Yes, I believe that. I'll make it a statement. If I'm wrong, call me out. But he showed off his wrestling, and it made for an easy night against a tough game guy.
Yeah, the guy actually caught him with some good punches, too, which I think he was like, well, maybe try this wrestling stuff out now.
Yeah, he looked like he had a hard time finding his rhythm, so he did what he had to do to win the fight, and I commend him for it because he put together some solid takedowns and got the victory. He's in a really good position right now. I'd hate to see him lose it.
No, I've been there before, where everyone's expecting a war toe-to-toe type Bonnar fight, and then you fight smart and get some takedowns and win unscathed. It feels good to do that, and that's what Gustafsson did, and I give him credit for it. I was happy to see him do it. If your skills are that good, you don't have to go toe-to-toe. If you could find a hole in the guy's game and take him down easily, why not?
That was an awesome game plan.
And finally, Bader versus Latifi. That was a good fight. Kind of could have went either way. I picked Bader to win, as did you. But Latifi almost had him out of there. Caught him with a nice shot on the jaw in the first round. Bader was able to recover and saw Latifi keep changing levels. And that's something you talked about.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed with Bader. You had Latifi constantly changing levels, pushing the pace, and you still had Bader confident enough to throw kicks. You don't really see that a lot with a guy, with a wrestler constantly changing levels, looking for something to grab. Typically, you won't hand him anything. But Bader's takedown defense was on point. He was throwing kicks. I mean, he was slamming his hips to the ground every time Latifi tried shooting in on him. I think he just kind of started expecting the takedown a little too much, got caught in the end of that first round, but recovered quite nicely, I thought.
And Bader is a yoked up dude. I mean, he is jacked. And Latifi actually made him look small. Like the traps on Latifi looked like he had some tumors growing out of him. I was just wondering how the hell's Latifi's going to pass the drug test.
Yeah.
That guy's got to be saucing it up, or he's just a genetic freak, man. Like, that guy is, man, what a physique on him.
Yeah, to look like that next
I'd
to
like
Bader.
to get on that program. But Latifi also looked like he found the answer towards the end of the first round, and I really thought I was going to see that combination again because he really rocked Bader towards the end of the round.
Yeah, he floored him and everything. Anyways, we went 3 for 3, so when we're picking fights, listen, it could win you some money just like it did us. 3 for 3. I wish I would have parlayed them, but I don't like parlaying them.
Yeah, I love parlays.
But we have a winner to the tough trivia question for a copy of Chris Lieben's book, The Crippler, and it goes to Fight Lawyer. Just send us your address, and that correct answer is the Cat Smasher. Because in the house, after you get a little buzzed up, he'd say, I knocked out Mike Swick. I broke Benji Raddick's jaw. I smashed cats. And then Swick would chime in, shut the F up, Chris, blah, 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 blah. I throw bolos, I smash cats. So we started calling him the Cat Smasher, and he actually used that for a while, but people didn't get it, It was hard once he beat up animals, No, but he smashes cats, and that inspired the name of the Cat Smasher. Too hard for people to grasp. It went to the Crippler. Anyways, this is a great book, man. He pours his heart out into it, and he tells the truth. I especially love when he talks about PEDs. He holds nothing back. So many people in the sport are afraid to talk about performance-enhancing drugs. Chris Lieben doesn't. He lets it all out there. He even talks about his use of them and admits stuff he didn't have to. Like he tells how even before Ultimate Fighter Season 1, he used some steroids. He didn't have to go out and do that, but brutal honesty in this book. That's what I like it, man. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. All in all, a hell of a book. Check it out, and congrats to our big winner today.
And also, there's a few tweets right there that says Steve Cantwell should teach at colleges. What do you think about that, Steve? Professor Cantwell.
Yeah, no, I try to share as much information as I can, as where I can.
Well, I've learned a whole lot from you. I mean, growing up in the gym, I was not a big weed fan. If you did that, then I would be very against it. But now I look at the other side of it, and I see some new knowledge and learning from it. So I got that from you and your Facebook pages.
Thanks, Coach.
You're all forgiven, Steve. We got a big pay-per-view coming up in the UFC. The big fight, Miocic versus Overeem, and I hope I'm saying that right. Miocic. I'm trying. Versus Overeem. Who do you guys got in that one?
I'll take what'd you say?
Miocic.
I'm going to go with Overeem just because I can say his name.
Overeem's a bully. If Overeem wins, it's going to be in the first round. If it goes out the first, I got Miocic too. That's where my money's going. He's going to stand up to the bully and take him out in the later rounds.
I say he's going to knock him out.
And the big debut of CM Punk, he's fighting Mickey Gall. Everyone's left for this, and this doesn't have the same kind of hype it did when Brock Lesnar came into the UFC. And because Brock Lesnar, NCAA national champion, he also had a couple warm-up fights, 2 fights before the UFC. CM Punk didn't. This is his very first fight. Is he biting off more than he could chew?
No, I think he's gonna beat CM Punk.
That's a tough one, man. With no warm-up.
That's an easy one.
You think?
Yeah.
An easy
there you go.
answer.
What
Who do you got? Punk versus Gall?
I'll go with Gall. I'm gonna go with it, just because.
You know, Gall's only a 3-1 favorite. Like, come on. How is I like a 15-1 against Anderson Silva, and he's only a 3-1? Come on. That's easy money. I'm putting 10 grand on it. I'll win 3,500. That'll be worth it.
Yeah.
But finally, Verdun versus Brown. Verdun beat him in the first fight. This will be their second fight. I've got to go with Verdun in this one.
I'm gonna go with Verdun.
Yep.
So you guys take our picks here. We got Verdun, we got Mickey Gall, and we got Miocic. Winning these fights, you're going to make some money. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Steve Cantwell. Hopefully you can send some of our loyal viewers some weed, only if you have your medical card.
Thanks for having me, guys.